Hello guys, welcome to Dan's IT Network, and on this tutorial I'll show you how to set up a home network connection to the internet. Okay, so as you see here on the network design, so this is for the internet service provider, the ISP. Okay, and I just put this cloud to indicate that this is the internet. All right, and this is the home router, and this home router and this ISP is I put a default route going this way, and also another default route from this ISP to this home router so that they can communicate to each other. Okay, and if you do not know how to configure a default route, well, I do have a separate tutorial on how you can do it. I'll post the link on the description below. Okay, so let's start. So if you want to have a internet access at your house, is you need to get one internet service provider, all right? And the internet service provider will provide you then a home router that you can use, all right? And on this home router, there is a DHCP server, all right? That's why if you notice, if you are at your house, is if you'll try to plug a computer or any network device, the router is they can automatically get a IP address registration. All right, and we're gonna do it though. We'll set up here a DHCP server. All right, and before that, all right. So let's say at our house, because we do have a switch ready, okay. Or let's say you purchase a, switch. It's because you are planning to um, a build a, computer, all right, for your sisters, brothers, mother, and father, all right. Well, let's say you have two computers. Okay, let's just use two computers for this one on this tutorial. Let's say this is for your brother and this is one for your sister. Okay, and so on and so forth. And then we'll connect this computer to the switch using a straight through cable. So fast Ethernet, and then fast Ethernet 0/2. And then for this computer, I'll plug it on the 0/3. Okay. All right. And let's plug the switch to the router using straight through cable as well. So switch, let's just use the first one, fast Ethernet 0/1, and I'll plug it on the gigabit 0/1. Okay. All right. And also, if we are at home, right? We also do have like a cell phones, tablets, and laptops. So we also need to have a wireless router, okay? And the most common use brand on the wireless router is Linksys, all right? But if you do have any other brand though, so most likely they do have the same feature, okay, and capability. So let's put this Linksys router, right? It's a wireless router, and I'll use another straight through cable. I'll plug this to the internet, okay? Because internet it should be on the wide area network, okay, which is going to this router, to this switch, and then to this router. So I'll plug this to this switch instead, okay, of the router. So just a switch. Let's just use the fast Ethernet 0/10, okay. But it's up to you though, okay. You can plug the Linksys router directly connected to this router, but you know what? Since we do have a switch, I'll just use the switch then. Okay. All right. And then next, normally in a real world, all right, if we plug a computer to the the home router, is we do not actually configure a static IP address. Okay. What we actually experience is we are getting a automatic registration of IP address without knowing it. All right, and to do that, let's set a DHCP server on this router so that this PC and also for this wireless router on the internet side, which is the WAN side, right? Well, I'll put it first, okay, so that you'll be familiar with. This is for the wide area network, meaning going to the internet, okay, to this home router in here, and also the wireless router, the local area network, it should be on this way. Okay, so either wireless, all right, or local area network. So WLAN stands for wireless local area network. Okay, and let's go to this home router and let's set the DHCP server. That I'll go to the command line interface. I'll hit enter to get started, and then enable to go to the privilege mode, and then CompT to go to global config mode. All right, and to create a DHCP server, I'll type here IP DHCP and then pool. All right, and let's give a pool name. Let's say I want it to have pool one. Okay, choose pool one. Okay, then I'll hit enter and I'll type here question mark. Okay, for you to see. All right, so we'll be using this default dash router. Okay, so that's all of this computer and other network device which is here. They can get a automatic registration of a default gateway. All right, I'll use this default dash router. Okay, and I want all of them to get this default gateway, which is 192.168.1.1. Okay, I'll hit enter, and then next is what's the network. Okay, we need to identify the network. So the network that we'll be using then is, I'll type here network, and then 192.168.1.0. Okay, then space, we need to put the subnet mask. All right, so this is the one network. All right, and then the subnet mask, it should be 255.255.255.0. Okay, all right, and then let's exit on this one. And then next thing that we need to do is we need to exclude, okay, IP address, okay, on this network. Okay, so I'll type this command, right? So IP space DHCP and then excluded, okay, address, all right, and then the question mark, and then I'll type space, of course, space, and then question mark, and then we need to input the low IP address, which is we are starting at the 1.1, right? So I'll do that. So I'll type here 192.168.1.1. Okay, and then let me spread this for you to see, and then space question mark, and it says in here high IP address. Well, let's say I want it up to a 192.168.1.20. Okay, so what will happen is the DHCP registration on to this network device and to this local or wireless router, okay, it will not include this IP addresses, which is starting from 1.1 up to 1.20. So they will get, it will start at dot 20, dot 22, and so on and so forth. All right. So I'll hit enter on this one. Okay, Control C to go back to the privilege mode, and I'll save the configuration. Okay, and let me close this now. And let me go to this computer, and I'll go to the desktop and then IP configuration. As you see, is it's on the static. All right, so let's put it on the DHCP. All right, to get a IP address. And there you go. As you can see in here, the automatic registration 192.168.1.21, and it got here a subnet mask, which is class C subnet mask, and the default gateway that we set up, okay, which is 1.1. All right, and I'll close this. I'll open this computer and let's see, desktop, IP configuration, and then let's click the DHCP. Okay, and there you go, got here the dot 22. All right, and default gateway is a 1.1. All right, I'll close this. All right, and let's open this wireless router. All right, let's see, I'll open this. Okay, let's wait for it, and let's go to the config, and then go to the internet. Okay, and as you've seen here is on the DHCP. All right, but this is an incorrect IP address then. All right, so what we need to do is we can try to refresh it. Okay, so go to the static, okay, and then go to the DHCP, and it should get the 192.168.23, and this is the correct IP address though, okay? So 192.168.1.23, and that's the default gateway. All right, that's good. So this devices in here, okay, their default gateway should be the this router IP address, which is the 1.1, okay? And if that's the case, then all right, well, we should be able to ping. All right, let's say let's ping this from this PC0 to this PC1. I'll do that. Let's try it. So command prompt, and then I'll type here ping. It's IP address of the second PC is 192.168.1.22, if you can still remember. Okay, and it's working. All right. Well, just to double check. Okay, IP configuration. It is the .22. All right, and also I did not put here the label of the IP address, but there is a IP address on this ISP as well. I'm gonna put it here, or let's just say I'll click this router, and then I'll go to the gigabit 0/0, and I'm just gonna copy this IP address, okay, so that we can test a ping. Okay, let's see if it can ping the ISP. All right, so let's do that. I'll go to this PC again, all right, and command prompt and ping the 200.210.50.11. Let's ping the ISP. See if we can access the internet. All right, it's all right, and there you go. We got here a request timeout because of the MAC address registration, but it's good to go. I'll try it again, and there you go. It is working, right? Okay, so now, right, let's focus on this wireless router. Okay, well, definitely at our house is we do need a cell phones, right? Or if not cell phones, tablets or laptop, right? So what if we have cell phones? So how we can connect to this wireless router? Well, first thing that we need to do though is we need to configure this wireless router. All right, and to do that, okay. Well, in a real world, if we want to configure this wireless router, is we need to have another, let's say, computer. All right. Well, we can use this though, but let's get another one. All right, and let's label this as the management or MGT. Okay, we'll use this PC then to configure this router. But how do we know the IP address of this router? Okay, well, it is not the IP address on the WAN. All right, it should be the IP address on this router to the local area network so that we can configure it. Right? How do we know? Right? Well, you can try to look. Okay, well, I'll let's say I open this. All right. Well, most likely the IP router address is displayed at the bottom part, okay, on the device itself. Okay, let's go to this physical, and I'll try to zoom it in. It's actually, well, I cannot rotate this, all right, but it should be on the bottom part. All right, on this Linksys router, you'll be able to see there the uh, username and password, and also the IP address of the router. All right. Well, if it's not in there, or if it's not displaying at the bottom part, then you can try to look for some papers inside the box of the this wireless router. Okay, and you can see if there is a credential out there. All right. Anyway, though, even if it is not a Linksys router, or let's say if it's a any brand, right? Well, there should be a information, okay, regarding the credential that you can use though, and also the router's IP address. Okay, so for this Linksys router, okay, let's go to this config. All right, and let's pretend that we're trying to look at the bottom part, right? Because we cannot even see here in the physical view. So I'll go to this LAN, right? And this is the IP address then, okay, of this router. Okay, let's say if we want to configure it, from this computer. So we need to use this 192.168.0.1. Okay, and to do that, we also need to configure the IP address on this PC because we need to follow it on the network 0.1. So we need to make this PC then as a 0.2 so that they can connect to each other. All right. So I'll go to this desktop IP configuration, and then I'll register an IP address in here 192.168.0.2. Okay. Well, why? It's because this is the 0.2 and this is the 0.1. So we need to have a connectivity. All right. That's why we use the same network, which is 192.168.0. All right. So subnet mask is a class C. It's 255.255.255.0 because it's a class full. So we're good to go. And then I'll close this. Okay, and let me close this first, and let's connect them. Let's use a straight through cable wireless router. Let's use the first one, Ethernet 1, and then let me plug it on the fast Ethernet 0. Okay, and I'll open up this PC, and then to go inside this wireless router for us to manage it or configure it. All right, so we need to go to the web browser. So any web browser that you have on your computer, okay, that will do. Chrome, all right, as long as it's not, I believe it's Safari, but you can try though if it's working. But any web browser. So we need to type in here the IP address on this wireless router. It's 192.168.0.1, right? Okay, I'll hit enter, and as you see here, it asked us to input the credential username and password. Well, by default this wireless router username is admin. Okay, and then password is admin. Is You'll be able to see that, okay, at the bottom part on this wireless router, or if not, inside the box, all right, of this wireless router. But if you do have, again, um, if you're using a non-Linksys router or a wireless router, then there should be a credential though. Well, they do have like a different one. Most of them is admin, and then other, let's say, telecom admin like that. But in Linksys router is admin. Okay, and we believe me though, we can actually change this, all right, for security purpose. So let's put it then. I'll click OK, and there you go. So now is we are inside the wireless router, and we can try to we can start in configuring this one. Okay, so I'll click this PC, all right, and I'll do it again, okay, for you to see. Go to the desktop, all right, and then go to the web browser. Okay, all right, and we do know that the IP address of this router on the local side is 192.168.0.1. Okay, so we need to input that here, 192.168.0.1. Enter, and it asks for a username, which is admin, and then password is admin. Okay, all right, so now I am inside the configuration of the wireless router. Okay, so in here, um, we'll just do some basic configuration in here. Okay, so we will change the um, password on the router. Instead of admin, we'll make it password 1234, and we'll also create a SSID, which is the Wi-Fi name. Okay, which is let's say Dan's IT network for the Wi-Fi name, and then we'll create a password. Let's say password 12345. All right, and let's discuss a few things that we can see in here. Okay, so under this setup, all right, setup and then basic setup. So I am actually here, and this is the internet setup. As you can see in here, that it got here a automatic configuration DHCP, okay, which is it did. Okay, so the DHCP is enabled on this wireless router because I showed you that on my last video. Okay, so and we pick up an IP address from this home router. So this wireless router got a IP address for the WAN, which is wide area network, is 192.168.0.1. 1.23, okay, for the WAN. All right, so it's set up to DHCP though, so we don't have nothing to configure on this internet setup because it's all good. Okay, and scroll down. So on this network setup, okay, so this is for the router IP. So this is the IP address, the 0.1, okay, that we use, to configure this wireless router. And by default, it is 0.1, okay. And the DHCP is enabled by default, all right. And definitely though, because we will be using this DHCP, so that, let's say, if we have like cell phones, laptops, or tablets that we want to connect to the Wi-Fi, all right, then they will automatically get a IP address, okay, instead of, well, if you're not really good in computers, is we do not know how to configure IP address, right? So that's why there is a DHCP though, okay, it will help us to, register our network phones or devices, okay, to get an IP address. All right. And next, so in here, it says in here start IP address. Well, if you cannot see it on your end, it says in here start IP address, and it will start at the 192.168.0.100. Okay, so 100, and then maximum number of users is 50. All right, and IP address range, they should be on the 100 to 149. Okay, so this is the IP address that the devices that will be getting. Let's say cell phones, laptops, tablets. Okay, they will be within this range, 100 to 149. So what if I'll change this to, let's say, maximum number of users? Let's say I want it to have like 100 users. Well, that's a lot, right? But let's try to do it. Okay, and scroll down. We need to save the settings. Click the save settings and then click continue. All right, and scroll up, and you notice that the IP address range was changed to 100 to 199. Okay, so now we can have a 100 user. Okay, that's good. Let's leave it that way. All right, and then next is it's time for us to configure the wireless. All right, so let's create a Wi-Fi network name and also password. So let's go to this wireless, okay, wireless portion. I'll click it. Okay, there you go. And then basic wireless settings. There you go. And then down here, so you'll see here network mode. Okay, so it's on the mix one. So let's leave it default on the mix one, because if I'll try to scroll this, there are options that you can choose though. You can use BG mix, wireless G, B, and N. All right, but let's use the mix one so that everything in here will be covered. The wireless GBN. All right, so mix. Okay, and then second, on this network SSID, this is the network Wi-Fi name. All right, so by default the name is default. All right, so I'll change this to dance IT network. Okay, I'll do that. And then for radio band, let's leave it auto. All right, so automatic. And then wide channel, let's leave it also automatic. Okay, and standard channel, let's leave it to the 1 to 2.4 gigahertz. Okay, let's just use this. All right, there you go. So let's use the number one. All right, and then SSID broadcast. So meaning of this is, if I will click disable on this, all right, then let's say if I want to connect to a Wi-Fi using my cell phone, then I would not be able to see the SSID though, because it's disabled. So it is important to keep this enabled. All right. Okay. And scroll down. We need to save the settings. Click the save settings. Okay. I'll click it again just to make sure. Okay. And then scroll up. And then next, so under the wireless, okay, and then basic wireless settings, and then we need to select this wireless security. Okay, I'll do that. And there you go. So security mode. So by default, it is disabled. Okay, so I need to um, click this. And then to set up a password on the Wi-Fi, All right, so let's select the WPA2 personal. This is the most common used one. All right, so WPA2 personal, I'll click that. And then for encryption, let's just use the AES. Okay, as you can see in here, there are only two options. So let's use the AES. All right, this is the most recommended one in Cisco CCNA. Okay, the AES. All right, and then the sorry, it's passphrase. Sorry, it's a passphrase, so we need to create the password. So let's say password is password 12345. There you go. Scroll down, and then let's save the settings. Okay, there you go. Scroll up. All right, and let's try to play around with this. Okay, let's go to the wireless Mac filter. Okay, you see it? So under the wireless, you see here wireless security, guest network, and then wireless Mac filter. Let's click this. Okay, so well, we will not gonna change anything in here. Well, I just want to show you uh, what the wireless Mac filter can do. Okay, so for example, is if this is enable, okay, and then you'll be needing to input the MAC address to this portion. Okay, so it says in here on this second, so enable, right, and then down below in it, okay, it's a prevent PCs listed below from accessing the wireless network. So if let's say your cell phone's MAC address in is in here, okay, and then it is enabled, all right, then meaning is that you won't be able to get an access to the internet because it's like block. All right, so you are denied, or let's say they don't want you to access the network, okay, using your cell phone. All right, it's a good thing about wireless Mac filter. Okay, and next, let's go to the applications in gaming. All right, single port. This is where you can set up a single port forwarding. All right. Well, if you're familiar on how to set up a port forwarding, okay, well, this is the section for you on how you can configure it. Okay. All right. And next, let's go to the administration. I'll click that. Okay, so now let's change the password on the wireless router. Okay, from admin to password 1234. Okay, so this is it. All right, so router access. So router password. I'll just click this and then I'll delete it. I'll make it password 1234, and then next I'll delete this one and then re-enter to confirm password 1234. Okay, scroll down and then save settings, and it asks for a, credential because we changed it, right? We changed the password, so let's input the new one. So username still admin, and then password is password 1234. There you go. There you go. So settings are successful. Continue. Click continue. Okay, to proceed. All right. And I believe I'm done in configuring the wireless router. So I just have to close this. Okay. And let's say I have a brand new cell phone, right? So I'll get one cell phone in here. Let's say smartphone. There you go. Okay. All right. And let's connect this smartphone to the Linksys router, right? So go to this cell phone to connect it. Go to the config. Okay. And then go to the wireless 0. There you go. And it's actually on. All right. And then what is the name of the Wi-Fi? So on this portion is we need to input it manually, all right, but in the real world is we can actually see it, all right, but let's put it in here. It's set up default. It should be dance IT network. There you go. And then authentication, well, it's the WPA2-PSK, and the password is password 12345. I'll hit enter. Okay, and it should connect. All right, so as you've seen here, it is connected, right? And let's grab more device. Let's say a laptop. All right, where's the laptop in here? There you go. So this is the laptop. Okay, and I'll go to this laptop. Well, by default, this laptop, it doesn't have a wireless capability. Okay, well, for us to um, add a wireless feature on this laptop, we need to turn it off. All right, so to turn it off, I just have to click this circle. All right, I'll click it to turn it off, and then as you can see in here, this is the uh, like the card of the Ethernet adapter. All right, so I just have to click this, hold it, and then let me drag it over here. Okay, all right, to remove it, and then we need to grab a wireless card. All right, it's the WPC 300. As you can see in here, that this is the 2.4 wireless interface suitable for connection. All right, well, and so on and so forth. So let's use this WPC. Click, hold it, and then I'll drag it over here. Okay, and then let's turn it on. All right, and then I'll go to desktop, and then PC wireless. So in here is you'll be able to see. So it is just like we are on our computer, right? So I'll go to the connect, all right, and refresh. You should be able to see the Wi-Fi name in here. There you go. So it's Dense IT Network, and then channel 1, 97% signal. All right. I'll click this, and then I'll hit the connect in here, and then it asks for a password. All right. So it's WP8 2 personal. Password that we create is a password 12345. There you go. Connect. There you go. And I'll close this. As you can see here, that it's connected. All right. And let's try to access the internet. So I'll ping this ISP. Okay, so from this smartphone, I'll go to the desktop. Okay, and then command prompt. But actually, this cell phone is it doesn't have really a a command prompt or like a CMD. Well, they put it on the packet tracer so that we can perform a test ping connection. All right, so let's do that. Let's try to test if we can access the ISP. So ping 200.210.50.11, and I should be able to access the internet. Okay, it's still not going through. There you go. Well, the reason why we got here request timeout, well, is because of the MAC address registration. So let me try it again. There you go. Working. Okay, and for the laptop, I'll open this laptop command prompt, and I'll ping, enter, and then ping 200.210.50.11. So this is the IP address on the ISP. Okay, I'll ping it. There you go, and it is working. Okay, and one last thing. Well, this wireless router, even if it's a wireless though, it also has the capability to the local area network. So let's say if you have like computer in here, okay, and I wanted to connect it, let's say from this PC, and then I'll connect it to the let's say Ethernet 2. Okay, all right, and then I'll go to this PC then, and then I'll go to the desktop, and then IP configuration. It's on the static. Well, let's click the DHCP to get a IP address. Okay. Well, as you see, it is not getting an IP address in here. So static, and then the HCP again. Well, it's because it's still orange, right? This is still orange. Okay, that is why it's not picking up an IP address, right? So now it's green. All right. So let's try again. Refresh. Back to DHCP, and there you go. So it got here the IP address, the 192.168.0.124. So for the local area network. All right, and I'll close this command prompt. Let me try to ping the internet, or let me try to access the internet. Ping 200.210.50.11, and there you go. It is pinging. All right, and it's good to go. If you like this video, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dance IT Network, to get more updates about Cisco CCNA. And if you have any questions, suggestions, or requesting for any video tutorial, then you can email me danceitnetwork@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.